Yo, good evening, USA, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, and also worldwide, and the five boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, the misunderstood lonely nomad, creator, host with the most, the unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, let's not forget rookie podcaster of Queens, New York. And you're rocking with the 153rd episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. That's right, 153 episodes already, live and direct from StreamYard YouTube, and of course, alongside of myself is the Instagram live feed of the show's page, which is also the same name as the show. So be sure you turn on your notifications so you could be reminded of when I'm going to be on Instagram Live, and of course, you know, YouTube as well. So anyway, man, now before I even get to the before I even get to the terrible news of what went down in transit news, let's do a little mental health check-in, shall we? All right. All right, real quick. How I'm doing mentally, physically, and spiritually, you ask. Well, for the most part, let me just say that so far so good. I'm actually here. I'm actually trying to get back in my rhythm of my podcast recording schedule due to late dinners and stuff. I do apologize for missing out on stuff. So there you go right there. So mentally, physically, and spiritually, I ain't doing all right so far. So that's pretty good. Um, yeah. So let me cut to the chase, man, and get into this thing. Um, Now recently there's been some tragic news in the mass transit world, underground stations, of course. Um, so we're gonna start off with something like this. The New York Mass Transit Files. Here we go. All right. Our first incident has to do with what went down in Brooklyn. Okay, so check this out. So there's been a disturbing video that shows a strap hanger knocked onto the train tracks and slashed by a knife wielding man at one of Brooklyn's busiest subway stations. The frantic caught on camera attack unfolded on the southbound A and C tracks at Broadway Junction in East New York around 9:45 p.m., which is in Brooklyn, folks, if you don't know where that is. Wednesday, according to police and security footage. So, a 52-year-old man walks past a suspect standing by a shopping cart who began to argue with him for an unknown reason, according to the video released Saturday by the NYPD. The suspect, brandishing a knife and wearing a black Nike sweatshirt, continues to exchange words with the other man, who eventually turns to confront him, the video shows. And you know how this goes. So the knife wielding man then jabs at his adversary, who deflects the weapon and swings at him with what appears to be a jacket. The footage shows. The men chase each other around the train platform, knocking over the contents of the suspect's shopping cart as other strap hangers are seen trying to get out of the way. After a few seconds, the man in the back sweatshirt tackles the victim, causing them both to fall onto the subway tracks, where the slashing happens off camera, police said. The victim was slashed in the chest, ear, finger, and head before both men managed to get off the tracks to avoid being hit by a train, police said. The victim sought private medical treatment, and the slasher was still at large, according to the detectives. Man. Damn, man. And you wonder why a lot of people are afraid to take the trains anymore, man. No thanks to this fucking idiot. Like, you know how that shit goes. Let's see. In other training, in other transit news, hold on a second. Let me look for this one. Oh, this one. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. And this one takes place in Queens. Yeah. Well, not the bad area where I live, but you get the gist. Anyway, detectives in Queens are looking for the suspect who shot and killed a 51-year-old woman and critically injured a second woman on Monday morning. Sources familiar with the investigation said the shooting appears to be domestic in nature. Really? One of the victims, 51-year-old, um, what is it? Mig- Migdalia Ortega was part of the NYPD civilian workforce. Cops have identified the suspect they are looking for as 55-year-old Pedro Cintron. One moment. Okay, police said the shooting happened at about 8:27 a.m. on May 9th in an apartment above the Wizard Electronics store at 6617 Fresh Pond Road off of Palmetto Street in Wedgwood. According to law enforcement sources, the unidentified, 49-year-old woman suffered gunshot wounds to her abdomen and shoulder. Upon further investigation, cops said they found Ortega at the location with a bullet wound to her head. According to a source, one of the victims is a neighbor living on the second floor who was shot after hearing an argument above her and climbing upstairs to check on the disturbance. EMS rushed both victims to Elmhurst Hospital, where Ortega was pronounced dead. Damn. Yeah, that sucks, man. The 49-year-old woman remains in critical but stable condition. Um, Officers from the 104 precinct closed off several blocks of Fresh Pond Road near the crime scene as part of the ongoing investigation. The Citizens app reported that cops are looking for a possible suspect seen fleeing inside a vehicle with tinted windows, um, heading westbound along Palmetto Street, which is a one-way eastbound. Police, however, could not immediately confirm that information. A preliminary investigation indicates that this began as a domestic incident between the 51-year-old female and a male in the third floor apartment. Deputy Chief Julie Morrow, the commanding officer of Queens North, said. During the dispute, the 48-year-old second floor neighbor went to check on the third floor occupants. She was then shot and fled back to her apartment. The male suspect followed her and continued shooting. According to officials, Cintron fled the scene after the shooting. How stupid can you be, man? Officials said Ortega worked for the NYPD Information Technology Bureau with 11 years in service. The family is receiving support from the NYPD Employee Assistance Unit, according to Morrow. We are doing everything we can to comfort them in this difficult time, Morrow said. Morrow added that there were no prior reports of domestic violence between these people. Two local elected officials representing the Ridgewood area condemned the violence Monday morning. In quote, it's disturbing to hear about this shooting in our peaceful district, City Council member Robert Holden said in a statement. My staff and I are in touch with the 104th precinct and they are investigating. The violence and lawlessness in this city affects every neighborhood. You think? Bad policies have turned every borough into a shooting gallery. Albany needs to get on board with Mayor Adams' blueprint and get criminals off the streets. Exactly. Exactly my point, and I agree with this. Yeah. So, Assembly member Jennifer Rajakumar says she is also in close contact with the 104th precinct regarding the shooting. Like Holden, she too called for legislative action. This shooting is part of a disturbing trend that shows a rise in gun violence and crime in our city. Shooting incidents in New York City rose in the first quarter of 2022 compared to the first quarter of 2021 from 260 to 296. Overall crime increased by 34.2% in April 2022 compared to April last year, Raj Kumar said. NYPD officers affected a 64.6% increase in arrests for illegal gun possession this April compared to April of last year. It is our number one job to make sure our streets are safe for our children, families, and all New Yorkers. I remain committed to ensuring our public safety through legislation, supporting our police, and strengthening mental health and other critical support services. And of course, this is from the website amnewyork.com. All right. Okay, what else can we talk about here? Um all right. Okay. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into chatting on the jazz right here, man. And um we got some sad stories to talk about. Two individuals passed away. The first the first one has to do with an actor who everybody may know actually, who goes by the name of Ray Liotta. Of course, one of the actors from the well-known movie Goodfellas. Yes. All right. So so this is what's happening here. If I'm not mistaken. Wait, where's the story, man? Okay. So what happened is Ray Liotta has died, according to Deadline. The actor, who was 67 years old, reportedly died in his sleep while on location in the Dominican Republic. He was on the island filming a new movie called Dangerous Waters, and no foul play is suspected. According to Deadline's report, Hollywood Life has reached out to Ray's rep for comment and confirmation. More about celebrity news. The Goodfellas actor um, was with his fiance, JC uh, Natolo, was with him in the Dominican Republic at the time of his death on May 26, 2022. Ray and JC got married in December 2020 after a holiday proposal. Ray was previously married to Michelle Grace, who he wed in 1997 after meeting a baseball game. Michelle is the mother of Ray's child, Carson Liotta. They divorced in 2004. Ray was adopted when he was 6 months old after being abandoned on the steps of an orphanage. He began his acting career in the late 70s, making his film debut in 1983 in The Lonely Lady. His first major role was in 1986's Something Wild, for which he earned a Golden Globe nomination. After that, he starred in his two most iconic roles, Field of Dreams in 1989, followed by Goodfellas in 1990. From there, his acting career took off with tons of films on his resume in the years that followed. Okay. So Ray mostly kept his private life out of the public eye. He and JC did not post about each other often on social media. However, when they got engaged, they both excitedly shared the news on their respective pages. Christmas wishes do come true, Ray gushed. I asked the love of my life to marry me, and thank God she said yes. In addition to the movie that Ray was filming at the time of his death, he also has three other projects in the mix. Two movies are due out in 2023, and he was in the midst of filming another as well. So, you know what I mean? And he and Sleep in Paradise, Ray Liotta. Um, okay. And we got another fatality here. Um, we have a comic book artist who goes by the name of George Perez. All right. So George Perez, the legendary comic book artist for Marvel and DC, has what is it? Has basically died after battling pancreatic cancer. He was 67. Um Hang on a second. Let me just read this. I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Perez was the artist behind the Marvel's The Avengers, and DC's Superman, Wonder Woman, the new Teen Titans, and Fantastic Four, among others. His death was announced on his Facebook page, Saturday through his friend Constance. Excuse me. DC and Marvel also confirmed his death with statements on social media. George passed away yesterday peacefully at home with his wife of 40 years and family by his side. He was not in pain, and he knew he was very, very loved. The post read, "The world is a lot less vibrant today without him in it. He loved all of you. He loved hearing your posts and seeing the drawings you sent and the tributes you made." In December, Perez announced on Facebook he was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer that was surgically inoperable, and said he was told he'd have 6 months to a year to live. That's scary right there. That's scary, man. Um, the announcement came on Free Comic Book Day, a day dedicated to making a handful of comic titles free at locations around the country. According to the statement, it was a day Perez absolutely loved. So yeah. A fitting day to remember his contributions to comics and to our lives. I hope you enjoy your day today with him in mind. He would have loved that, the Facebook post read. George Perez made everything look effortless. His contributions were pivotal in both driving and reinventing DC's long and rich history. DC Comics tweeted Saturday, he will be missed by those here at DC and fans worldwide. Of course, obviously, let me see. Hold on. Luke Cage, 50 years after Luke Cage debuts, Marvel hero remains a breakthrough in media representation. Marvel also made a statement honoring Perez's contributions to the comic industry. George Perez was an artist, a writer, a role model, and a friend. His work paved seminal stories across comics, and his legacy of kindness and generosity will never be forgotten. The artist's contributions span several decades, with the last portion of his career with Boom Studios, and creating the series Sirens. Perez retired from comic book production almost 3 years ago after his vision began failing. In 2014, he told USA Today that inking a deal with Boom Studios offered him a chance to be creative again after beginning to feel unfulfilled with his former homes, Marvel Comics and DC Comics. I was not recognizing the characters I grew up with, and it seemed like the perfect time to branch out, admitted Perez. Thanks to the substantial royalties I've been receiving due to all the merchandising and licensing of characters I helped create in my 40 years with the majors, I can afford to dedicate as much time as I want to making Sirens the book. I hope it will be without fear of losing my house in the process. Writing and drawing comics for the sheer joy of it, that's true bliss. So SIP to George Perez. Man, man, that sucks, man. Um, what else? What else can we talk about here in this episode right here? Oh, wait. We have to talk about hold on a minute here. Hold on a second here, man. Yeah, we need to talk about that brawl. This is crazy, man. Hold on. Have we talked about the brawl? Nah, we talked about that already. Okay. So we need to talk about yes, here we go. All right, we need to talk about another story right here. Now, this one is basically pertaining to, the sequel to Black Panther 2 without Chadwick Boseman. Um, and this is from the New York Post. So check this out. There's a Chadwick Boseman sized hole on the set of Black Panther 2. Boseman is best remembered for his iconic role as King T'Challa in the 2018 theatrical debut of the first black superhero, following his untimely death in August 2020. Fans have campaigned for his character not to be recast in the sequel, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, out later this year. Black Panther cast member Martin Freeman who will reprise his role as the superhero's government agency ally Everett K. Ross discussed what it would be like to film the second film without the Marshall star. Um, in it in a new interview, Freeman, age 50, told um Collider that coming back to the set was strange. On the one hand, you are making the film that you're there to make, and there are scores and scores of people on set joined in this endeavor to make the film. The love actually started at it. But there's also no question that at the heart of it, there's quite a gap now, and you felt it. He continued, and quote, with full respect to Ryan Coogler and everybody else who's sweating and bleeding to get this thing done properly. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I was in and out of it quite quickly. Freeman expressed gratitude for the fun character he played, then digressed, um, end quote, but it was odd. Of course, it was odd with Chadwick Boseman not being there. In Black Panther, Freeman's Ross teams with the King of Wakanda and warrior Nakia, who is played by Lupita Nyong'o, to combat his spiteful cousin Eric Killmonger Stevens, played by Michael B. Jordan. The Sherlock actor added, "There's no way around that. I think everyone would find it pretty strange and sad, but at the same time, life things don't just get. Hold on a second. Life things don't just end." When he passed, I thought, okay, well, there just won't be another one. But there are still other stories to tell within that world and other great characters. I think and I hope that we've made a good film. I trust Ryan Coogler a lot, he concluded. Alongside Inyango and Freeman, Angela Bassett, Queen Mother of Ramonda, um, Danny Gurira, um, Okoye, Daniel Kaluuya, um, Winston Duke, Mbaku, and Letitia Wright, who plays Shuri, will also be returning for the sequel. Black Panther Wakanda Forever is set to premiere in November 11th of this year of 2022. So there you go right there, man. That's your movie update. So how about that? All right. Let's see. What else can we talk about here? Um so we have wait a minute. Wait a minute. Access a ride on demand. Okay, here we go. Hold on a second. I knew I missed something. Wait a second. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So TLC. Okay, here we go. Our next story has to do. Okay, so the city's likely next taxi and limousine commissioner wants the MTA to expand a popular program that allows a limited number of access a ride commuters to book $2.75 taxi cab trips on demand. The MTA initiative is currently capped at 1,200 paratransit riders, but the mayoral nominee to lead the city's TLC, David Dew, told lawmakers Tuesday that he hang on a second, he will work with state transit officials to get more people on board. One of the programs that I see synergies with here in New York City is the Access a Ride program and the Access a Ride on Demand program. Dew said during a city council confirmation hearing on May 17th. End quote. We need to expand it more. We need to allow more New Yorkers into it. The MTA in 2017 launched the pilot for New Yorkers with limited mobility to book the on demand trips through smartphone apps. And the option is highly popular among commuters and disability advocates compared to regular access a ride, where passengers have to schedule journeys 24 hours in advance. Sheesh. Wow. This is really how paratransit should work, said Joe Rappaport, the executive director of the Brooklyn Center for Independence of the Disabled. End quote. We're all in favor of expanding on demand. We think it's a real growth possibility for taxi drivers, and we hope that Dew works closely with the MTA to expand it. Dew compared it to a shuttle service he launched dubbed DC Neighborhood Connect. While in charge of the municipal for hire vehicle agency in Washington, D.C., which lets riders request a ride via app to pick them up and drop them off within hard to reach areas of the nation's capital. End quote. We need to allow, like DC, every single person who wants an on demand ride to be able to get one, Dew said. Dew said the microtransit connected Washingtonians in transit deserts to jobs, doctor's appointments, grocery stores, and metro stations, he said, but it also became a way to transport essential workers during the slamdemic. To help the riding public get around for essential trips, we were able to provide free taxi trips for people needing to go to the doctor, grocery store, or work. And we repurposed our our micro transit program to provide hospital workers rides during late night shifts, Dew said. Okay, hold on a second. Um, yeah, Dew said. Um, the MTA planned to make changes to its on-demand program in late 2019, replacing the flat $2.75 fare and instead subsidizing the first 15 on the taxi meter and making paratransit users pay for the remaining cost of the ride, which the agency said would enable them to double enrollment to 2,400. That's still only a fraction of the 167,000 people enrolled in MTA's paratransit program. The, the changes were shelved due to the slandemic, but MTA sources told the Daily News in December that the program would be reevaluated in the second quarter of 2022. In other words, sometime before the end of June. End quote. Um, the MTA's paratransit division has a long history of working with NYC's taxis and for hire vehicles, which to date has been beneficial for its riders and drivers alike, said MTA's vice president for paratransit, Chris Pangilinan, in a statement. NYC Transit looks forward to working with the incoming TLC commissioner to strengthen our partnership to provide flexibility, spontaneity, 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 and reliability for our customers as part of reimagining the Access a Ride program. Shifting to $15 subsidy would render the program worthless, Rappaport charged, because most journeys in the five boroughs are longer and would quickly become too expensive. Uh, end quote. There are few taxi rides in New York City that cost only $15. Most of them. If you are going any distance at all, you get above $15 pretty quickly, the advocate said. The daily paratransit ridership has recovered closer to pre-slandemic levels than on the subways and buses, with around 25,000 scheduled trips on recent um, weekdays, which is approximately 80% of 2019 figures, according to MTA counts. Access a Ride has struggled over the past year with driver no-shows, longer booking wait times, and poor on-time performance, which prompted MTA leaders to consider paying for expenses like tolls and offering hiring bonuses to bring in more drivers and boost reliability, the city reported. On buses, about 65% of pre-slandemic ridership traveled on recent weekdays, and the subways carried around 57% compared to the same time in 2019. Mayor Eric Adams on April 28th nominated Dew, currently the director of Washington's Department of for Hire Vehicles, to take over the New York City TLC, which is charged with regulating the Big Apple's taxi cab for hire vehicles, commuter vans, and transit vehicles, and roughly 200,000 license holders. If he's confirmed by the city council, Dew will take over the wheel of the commission after the exit of former commissioner um, Alase Heredia, um, who resigned in March after the New York Post reported on an explicit Latin rant of hers during a private meeting in February. Yeah. And I'll read some comments here. Hold on a second. Just how much assistance can be expected and how much expense borne by taxpayers. Taxis are already greatly diminished and hard to find. Will this program increase their numbers or occupy them out of general service? Does anyone keep track of this vast expense? Spend, spend, spend. And another person says, I think city should create more medallion. I mean 20,000 more and start sell for 300,000 each, not $1 million. Bending the Uber and Lyft in Manhattan and airport, let them the pol- working the police note taxis. City going to make billions of dollars, make make billions of dollars. Just create medallion if the city want to make money. Second, Uber and Lyft driver pay so much commission for them. This way, those drivers going going to buy medallion, and they on. Hold on. Let me just they on um they on their business, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, when the time comes, they will sell their medallion to be retired. Third, you're not going to see so much traffic in the city. Um, for God's sake, 80,000 Uber and Lyft cars in the street. There is less than 10,000 yellow taxis in the street, and try to be um they try to be survive. They try to survive with very little city meter low. Uber and Lyft robbing people right now. If 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 we have 30,000 yellow taxis, I am 100% sure all problems are solved. But be honest, mayor should be mayor should be working for the city, not like other mayor in the past. Specifically like Bloomberg. Taxis already have to wheelchair 15,000 wheelchairs and 15,000 regular follow TLC rules with no problem. This way, people pay regularly. People find easily taxi, less traffic, and most important, driver make drivers make money, not the Uber and Lyft. The app is wonderful. I think, but now taxi taxi use um they use on the app. They can go pick up um They could pick you up at your location. I am strongly recommended this idea to the mayor. Really want to do something for the city. This is the best thing to do. Billions and billions of dollars for the city, not for Uber and Lyft. And of course, another person says the on demand program would be great if drivers would actually take wheelchair users to and from the outer boroughs where we live. Yeah, this is interesting, man. So, yeah, that's very interesting right there, man. And I have to really say this, though. And hold on for a second as I actually take a sip. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Um, all right. Okay, what else we got here? Hold on. Hold on a second. What else we got here? Yeah. Okay. So let's talk office office continuing adult literacy. Let's see this. Let me see this. Hold on. Um yeah, just a second. Um all right. Um Hang on a minute here. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Um all right. Let's see. Here we go. What we have here is our next story contains. Give me a second while this loads. Okay, so according to QNS.com, okay, this is what's happening in this story right here. Um, Hang on a minute as this plane passes. All right. Okay, here's the story of what's going on here. During the city council's stated meeting on May 5th, city council members Sandra Ang of Queens and Kevin Riley of the Bronx introduced a bill that would create an Office of Continuing Education and Adult Literacy within the city government. Interesting. Under the proposal legislation, the office would connect residents in underserved neighborhoods with adult training resources to improve workforce readiness, technological proficiency, and literacy programs while also providing wraparound services addressing childcare, food insecurity, and mental wealth, mental wellness for adult learners. Um, Hang on one second. Yeah, I'm sorry about the plane, folks. Anyways, according to Ang and Riley, the proposed multi agency collaboration wouldn't just affect the individual development of community members. They argued it would encourage progress in community development citywide. With this office available to assist people, Ang and Riley believe it could have a positive impact on economic and societal expansion within the city. End quote. Continuing education and adult literacy programs are crucial tools to help members of our low income and immigrant communities advance in the workforce and better provide for themselves and their families, said. Um, End quote. We need an office to expand and promote these programs in the neighborhoods where they will have the greatest impact. Investing into our people through comprehensive support services, extensive professional training, and educational programming makes all the differences in inciting individualized growth for New Yorkers while rebuilding and uplifting our communities as a whole, Riley said. This bill will lay the framework to tackling quality of life issues that plague our districts, starting at the root of the problem, upgrading outdated infrastructure by addressing inequality and the lack of access to developmental resources to the communities that need it most. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of like this idea. I like this idea. Really interesting. Okay, so all right, let's talk. All right, there's this place. There's a place. I forget the name of it already. Hold on a minute. If I could find it. If I could find the name of the place. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. If I could find the name of the place. Um. Yes. Here it is. So, our next story has to do with a place in um it has to do with a place. Okay. So Nao Medical opened its fifth urgent care facility in Queens last week. Most recently, May 10th, with the new location in Long Island City, Queens at 30-0736 Avenue. Nao Medical has 14 locations throughout New York City and Long Island. The community-based walk-in healthcare provider is now expanding its services from urgent care to primary care, which includes mental health and wellness services, occupational medicine, and more. Formerly known as Stat Care, Nao Medical also provided free COVID vaccination and booster shots to launch the opening of its 1,500 square foot facility in Long Island City, um, which is in Queens. For those of you who may not know where that is, that's where I used to go to LaGuardia Community College. Founders of Nao Medical, Dr. Pretty Jane and Dr. Sandeep Jain both said that their mission has always been to bring back a human approach to healthcare. Um, End quote. We started our physician owned business back in 2009 with only a handful of employees and are honored to serve local residents throughout New York City and Long Island, bridging the gap between emergency and primary care, especially in communities without access to affordable primary care, healthcare, excuse me. Dr. Pretty Jane. Dr. Pretty Jane spent over 20 years as an ER doctor before opening her own urgent care. Nao Medical has offices in Jamaica, Corona, Jackson Heights, and Astoria. Founded in 2009, Nao Medical has grown to have nearly 400 employees, along with a fleet of mobile care sites. Four new locations are scheduled to open in the Bronx, Mineola, Baldwin, and Bayshore. We are a physician owned business, so this is a work of passion for us, Dr. Sandeep Jain said. Nao means boat in Hindi, which the founders view as us taking our patients in a boat across troubled waters to safety and heal. We mean what we say in the name. During the slamdemic, Nao Medical remained open, serving over 700,000 New Yorkers with much needed access to COVID PCR tests, rapid tests, and antibody fusions. Providers also went into communities with the mobile units to administer 5,000 vaccinations. Just recently, Nao Medical introduced at home services, which will be available in all five boroughs and Long Island. A provider could bring COVID tests, IV fusions services, and blood tests. At home visits are free and services are covered by insurance or paid out of pocket. The clinic also utilizes technologies to schedule, cancel, or change appointments, as well as using the app for payment. For more information on their facilities and care, you can visit naomedical.com. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we have here. Um, okay, we have oh, here we go. Hold on a minute here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Hold on a second, folks. Um, do have something to talk about here. Okay, here we are. So, so here's what we have here for our next story. What we have here for our next story is um. All right, hold on. Let's go to Mayim Bialik for a second. All right, hold on a second. All right, so going to suggest Jeopardy fans are upset at Mayim Bialik again for laughing at incorrect response. What? Really though? Really though? Are you fucking kidding me? Jeopardy fans just can't seem to give Mayim Bialik a break. The game show host recently got slammed by viewers of the show for laughing at a contestant's answer, with fans calling her horrible and annoying. So, all right. So, fans slam Bialik for slip up, call her unwatchable. The reason for all the internet ire: on a recent episode of Jeopardy, the contestants were shown a video of a popular band, Picnic, at the disco performing one of their hit songs. When asked to identify the band in the video clip, contestant Daniel um, and Gunyan responded, "Who are the Jonas Brothers?" But wow, that shit is crazy. Bialik laughed along with the studio audience before informing Gunyan that was incorrect. While the host's reaction seems pretty natural, fans took to social media to express their anger at Bialik's laughter. Like, come the fuck on, man. Are you serious? Like, you getting mad over one person that's actually like um basically said that she had the wrong answer. Like, come on, man. Anyway, why did they just laugh at this man's incorrect answer on Jeopardy? One person wrote, another tweeted, it it can't just be me. Is Jeopardy hosted by Mayim Bialik unwatchable? While many criticized Bialik for her attitude, others saw the humor in Gunyon's answer. What kind of name is that on fucking Twitter? Fucking crazy. No, hold on. Fucking clever crazy goose is the oh my gosh. Oh man. He says shout out to Daniel on Jeopardy who made the bold guess that Panic at the disco was the Jonas Brothers. Oh, wow. That guy really thought Picnic at the disco were the Jonas Brothers. One viewer laughed. How did the guy on Jeopardy say that Picnic at the disco were the Jonas Brothers? How do you mix that up? Oh my fucking gosh. And Gunyon has made other musical mix-ups while appearing on the game show. Fans slammed the contestant for referring to rapper 50 Cent as 50 Cent. 50 cents. Yo, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, calling Nguyen's mistake offensive and disrespectful. Oh my gosh. And then there's more. Fans dislike Bialik's hosting style. She's always seems to be acting. Even though this seems like a fairly small slip up for the game show host. Excuse me. For the game show host, this is far from the first time Bialik has been blasted by fans for the tiniest detail of her behavior. As a lifelong Jeopardy fan, I'm so unhappy with Mayim Bialik as a host. One person tweeted, she always seems to be acting. She doesn't seem to show one whit of care for the contestants. Man, come on. Really? Yeah, man. That's ridiculous, man. Y'all just hating, man, for real. Y'all really fucking hating on this shit, man. Like, why y'all fucking hating on Mayim Bialik for, man? Like, come on, man. Like, she got a sense of humor, man. Like, damn. Knock it off, man. Another wrote, can someone please hire Mayim Bialik so she doesn't have time to host anymore? Hashtag Jeopardy anymore. What the hell? I can't take it. Oh shit. Most fans are pushing for Ken Jennings. Ew, come on. Jeopardy's other host to take the permanent position. Jennings is currently taking a long hiatus from hosting the show, and the viewers hope he'll be back soon. There's no word yet on which one of the two will get the permanent hosting gig, or if the Jeopardy showrunners will pick someone new. But fans have their fingers crossed for Jennings. Yeah, I don't know about that one right there, man. I don't know about that one right there, man. Man, I don't know. He doesn't have that much experience, man. So more from suggest controversial Jeopardy champ shares her choice for the. I'm not even gonna go into that shit though, man. This is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous, man. Like you're making a big deal off of somebody who's just fucking who is the host of the damn show, man. And you and you want to be on some shady shit on some fucking bullshit to be like, oh, Oh, because okay. So the contestant said some stupid shit, man, with the mix up, man. Like, how do you like seriously? Like, how do you mix fucking 50 Cent with 50 cents? That's the funny part right there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This I'm sorry for laughing, folks, but I needed this laugh, man. Seriously, I really do need it. Um, let's see. All right, so all right. All right. I think we're gonna go into another story right here, man. Let's go to another story in regards to um the yeah, let's go to Cabello. All right, Camila Cabello joins The Voice for season 22 as the coach. Okay, according to Variety, Camila Cabello has joined the panel of coaches on NBC's The Voice for its upcoming 22nd season. The 25-year-old singer-songwriter made the news public on Sunday morning through a post on TikTok, in which she conducts and sings alongside footage of Gwen Stefani, John Legend, and Blake Shelton, who have been serving as coaches on The Voice alongside host Carson Daly. See you this fall. Reads the caption attached to Cabello's TikTok. NBC's Universal confirmed the news of Cabello's involvement with the upcoming season. Cabello was featured as a part-time advisor on the show's 21st season, which ran from September to December last year. Hang on a second. Yeah. Last year. Hold on. Yeah. Now she's joining as a full-time coach for the first time. Stefani served as a full-time coach on The Voice across 5 of the show's 21 seasons, though never in consecutive seasons. Legend has maintained his chair as a full-time coach since joining the series as one of season 16 in the spring of 2019. Meanwhile, Shelton has remained with the show since its premiere in 2011, serving as a full-time coach across all 21 seasons. Last season, Ariana Grande joined the panel judges on The Voice, replacing Nick Jonas. Cabello was recently honored alongside Drew Barrymore, Ken Cattrall, Queen Latifah, and Amanda Siegfried at Variety's Power of Women event for her work with the movement um, Voter Fund to launch the Healing Justice Project. The Voice produced by MGM Television and Warner Horizon Unscripted Television in association with Warner Horizon and ITV Studios, The Voice USA Incorporated. John D. Mall, who created the series, serves as executive producer alongside Mark Barnett, um, Audrey Morrissey, Amanda Zucker, and Kyra Thompson. All right. All right. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise for that right here. All right. All right. Now we go to, let's see. Okay, now we go to now we go to now we go to Um, hold on 1 second. Okay. Um, all right. Netflix. Okay, so what we have here, according to sports.yahoo, of course, this is pertaining to this suspenseful new Netflix action movie. Will have your pulse racing. Um, of course, um, South Africa, 1980. When I was a little boy, a freedom fighter reminisces at one point in the new Netflix release, Silverton Siege. I watched the police gun down my parents. I made a promise to myself I wouldn't stop until I avenged them. And that choice put me here. By here, he means on a mission that goes wrong and which finds the trio sensing they have no way out, deciding to hold up a bank. It's a dead end for them, essentially, and helps turn this powerful Netflix action movie into a suspenseful, gripping story. Damn, son. Um, the streamer's official Netflix description reads as follows: while on a high-profile mission to sabotage a petrol depot, a trio of freedom fighters realize they have been set up, with police ready and waiting to arrest them. A fierce and deadly chase ensues, which sees them seeking shelter inside a bank. All of the members of the trio are in agreement. One of them is definitely in, in pimpy, a sellout, and a spy who's feeding the police information. But who is it? As tensions arises inside the bank, the group comes to realize that their only option are either prison or death. As a result, they decide to negotiate for the release of Nelson Mandela. Oh boy. If our lives are worth nothing, one of the characters points out, by the way, trying to figure out a solution to their problem, then maybe we can negotiate for a life that's worth everything. The story behind the movie, as noted, this movie is based on real life events, which makes the drama all the more compelling. The film is focused on a bank held hostage after no, hold on, after an anti um a, apartheid strike went wrong. Consequently, the rebels were forced to hide out there from the police. In an interview with the streaming service ahead of the movie's release, director um, Mandela Dube said he wanted young people to draw inspiration from the movie. We've got the highest unemployment rate of young people in the world. Here are young people who are being chased by police, went inside a building, and then were innovative enough to say, you know what? We don't want the money. We're going to free Nelson Mandela. That sparked the Free Nelson Mandela movement. Less than 10 years later, he was free. Young people need to realize when they come from and that their stories matter deeply. Um, the movie has decent ratings on Rotten Tomatoes so far. Um, a 71% critics score and 68% audience score, better than a lot of recent Netflix movie releases. Silverton Siege, according to a Common Sense Media review available at Rotten Tomatoes, raises uncomfortable questions about the lengths people are willing to go to obtain freedom, equality, and justice, which just makes an already fast-paced action movie that much better. And from the cider, Silverton Siege falls prey to standard hostage negotiation movies cliches, but it's be beyond by interesting period touches and some strong central performances. Man, that you know this. Hold on a second. You know what this movie remind me of? This movie reminds me of damn man, I can't even think of a movie. This movie, there's so many movies that has like the same story, but I can't even think of one, so I'm not even gonna waste my time thinking about that too much. So yeah. So anyway, man. Anyway, so we're gonna go into all right, we're gonna go to let's see. I'm trying to see. Oh man, hold on. So let's go to the latest okay, let's go to the latest thing, man. Rick Ross. Now, obviously, he had the car show. Um, Rick Ross opened his 45,000 square foot mansion for guests attending his first ever car and bike show almost 2 weeks ago, and one lucky fan in attendance just got blessed in a huge way. On Monday, May 30th, footage of Rick Ross visiting the fan hit social media, and the Maybach music group boss was feeling very generous. The caption in the Instagram post from the official Rick Ross car and bike show page explained the rapper wanted to purchase a car from one of the guests at his show, and the video shows him handing out $150,000 in cash. The man goes by 134 Coke. 134 Coke. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. 134 Coke was ecstatic over the money and told people he switched sides after Rose allegedly gave him a chain as well. In another clip, 134 Coke spreads the money all over the ground in excitement. When the boss says he wants it, he goes and get it. Big shot to 134 Coke on on selling his 1975 Chevy Impala convertible to the boss, rich forever. Read the caption: "Nothing but love, networking at its best." Hashtag 305, hashtag double MG, hashtag double L double BB, hashtag double LL nuts. What kind of wow. Wow, that's funny. That shit is so funny right there. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, man. Hold on. Rick Ross's car show was a success. Yes, it was. Let's make some noise for that right here, man. Yes, it, it was a success with rappers such as Currency and other celebrities coming out to the show off their low riders and old school rides, while others brought out monster trucks, luxury no luxury vehicles, motorcycles, and more. The biggest boss even bought out his personal vehicles, including a fleet of older model cars in candy red paint. Oh my gosh, that's so lit right there, man. That's very lit. Yeah. Yo. According to Ross' Instagram story, several vendors and car enthusiasts were rewarded with iced out jewelry as prizes for being the best in the car show. Yes, that's pretty awesome right there, man. For real, for real. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give him that though, man. That's pretty sick and that's pretty dope that he did this car show, man. All right. A round of applause, man. All right. Hang on a minute here. Hang on 1 second. And speaking of speaking of speed, um yeah, speaking of speed, hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Speaking of speed, yes, let's go into hang on a minute. Hang on. I think wait, um, let's go into what went down with the let's go into what went down with the box office of what went down with so the recent movie, hold on a second, if you will. So recently, Tom Cruise's movie, um, that recently came out during the Memorial Day weekend, and 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 according to Variety, Tom Cruise's Star Spangled blockbuster movie Top Gun Maverick capped off Memorial Day weekend in the box off with the box office debut for the record books. The sequel, which sees Cruise return to the cockpit after 36 years, collected $160.5 million in its first 4 days of release. Yeah. Those ticket sales were enough to overtake Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, which launched with $153 million over the long weekend in 2007 as the biggest Memorial Day debut in history. Paramount and Skydance had originally expected Top Gun Maverick to generate 124 million between between Friday and Sunday and finish the long weekend with 151 million dollars. Um, but the film had a bigger than expected turnout on Sunday and Monday, pushing the 3 day haul to 126 million and 4 day tally to 160 million dollars. Um, Monday's estimate had the 4 day tally at 156 million dollars. The movie is playing at 4,732 North American cinemas, the widest release of all time. At the international box office, the sequel to 1986's Top Gun took flight with $139 million, boosting its global total past 300 million. And a promising sign for summer movie season. Top Gun Maverick, without the help of costumed heroes or fantastical spells, landed one of the top domestic openings of The Slandemic after Spider-Man No Way Home, $260 million. Doctor Strange in the and of course Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, $187 million. The Batman, $134 million. Hollywood hopes a range of movies like Jurassic World Dominion, Elvis, and Jordan Peele's Nope, July 22nd, will continue to entice audiences beyond the typically popular Marvel fare. Maverick also secured the biggest debut in Cruise's 40-year career, marking his first movie to surpass $100 million in a single weekend. War of the Worlds, which opened to $64 million in 2005, previously stood as Cruise's biggest opening weekend, followed by 2018's Mission Impossible Fallout with $61 million. Directed by Joseph Kosinski, the 170 million budgeted Top Gun Maverick picks up decades after the original and follows Cruise's Pete Maverick Mitchell as he trains a new group of cocky aviators for a crucial assignment. The cast includes Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, John Hamm, Jennifer Connelly, and Val Kilmer, who played Iceman in the first Top Gun. Positive word of mouth, rapturous reviews, and premium screens helped to boost ticket sales for Top Gun Maverick, the film, which pulled in $21 million domestically from IMAX alone, has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and a rare A plus cinema score. As expected, nearly 55% of ticket buyers were 35 or older. But that turnout is still impressive because adult audiences have been the most reluctant to return to theaters amid the slandemic. And the dazzling stunts in Maverick managed to entice a significant percentage of younger moviegoers. The film's reception should be helpful in continuing to appeal to younger crowds. Despite countless delays, the Top Gun sequel was scheduled to open in the summer of 2020 until COVID-19 scrambled those plans. Cruise was adamant that Maverick Maverick play on the big screen. I'm gratified we made this decision to hang on. Paramount's domestic distribution chief Chris Orison says about keeping the, the film in theaters. He predicts this movie is going to have a huge run. It's going to draw people to theaters who haven't been in a long time. Also, recently, the Disney and 20th Century Fox's The Bob's Burgers movie, the new release Brave Enough to Battle Top Gun served up $12.4 million over the traditional weekend and $14.8 million through Monday. That's a decent result for a modestly budgeted film based on an animated TV show. A TV based animation is generally the smallest type of theatrical animation, says David A. Gross, who runs the movie consulting firm Franchise Entertainment Research. This is a good opening. The Bob's Burgers movie landed in third place behind Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which dropped to number two after three consecutive weeks of box office glory. Disney's newest Marvel Cinematic Universe installment declined roughly 50%, bringing in $15.8 million between Friday and Saturday. No, excuse me, Friday and Sunday, and $20.5 million through Monday. With Monday's estimates, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness has generated a huge amount of $375.8 million to date. So there you go right here, folks. This has been a recap of all the movies that recently just came out, and this is basically I forgot to mention the segment in regards to I forgot to mention this segment. If I'm not mistaken, this is this is this should have been featured. This has been um a late segment of the movie Man Cave Popcorn. So that was your recap of your movies that just came out that was in the box office and how well it did. So there you go. All right. Okay. So what else we got to talk about here? Um yes. We got two more to talk about here actually. Um we got the New York Music Month. Let's talk about that one right there. So, um okay. So this is what we have here. So the fifth annual New York Music Month is returning in June, offering a mix of live and virtual programming, including a summer concert series with the Parks Department that will take place in Southeast Queens, featuring African, Jamaican, R&B, classic, hip hop, and Motown music. Hang on one second. This year's um NYMM will feature a combination of in person and virtual programming with more than 20 events, including an all day industry conference on the future of NYC's music industry, skill building workshops, free rehearsal space, songwriting camp, and showcases of emerging NYC artists. The mouth no, excuse me. The month-long series aims to support songwriters, established musicians, emerging artists, and the city's entire musical community, many of whom were severely impacted by the COVID-19 slamdemic, according to the mayor's office of media and entertainment. End quote. We are thrilled to announce the return of New York Music Month this June, offering a mix of live and virtual programming that showcases, um, convenes, and supports the diverse talent and creativity of New York City's music community, said Ann Del Castillo, commissioner of um, MOME. Our musicians, industry professionals, and venues have given rise to some of the most influential music in the world. And New York Music Month celebrates the role of this sector in elevating our city's reputation as a global creative capital, Del Castillo said. In Southeast Queens, the concert will be held at Roy Wilkins Park and Archie Spigner Park in St. Albans and Baisley Bond Park in Springfield Gardens. So, I know I may have missed the the date. I know I missed the date already with June 4th already. So So June 4th that just passed, that took place in Roy Wilkins Park, Marion Boulevard, um, between 115th Avenue and 116th Avenue and Baisley Boulevard. Um, so no worries, man. I got y'all. So another location um is at Derek Barnett and the Statement Band, Jamaican R&B, um, which takes place on Saturday, June 11th, 2022, 4 to 6 p.m. Roy Wilkins Park, Merritt Boulevard between 115th Avenue and 116th Avenue and Baisley Boulevard. Also at the same, hold on a second. Also, Saturday, June 11th, 2022, which is the same time as the one at Roy Wilkins Park, but it's at a different place. It's 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. This other location is the Archie Spigner Park, located at 169th Street, Merritt Boulevard, and Marne Place between Linden Boulevard, Sayres Avenue, and 111th Road. Ralph McDaniels from Video Music Box and Friends, Hip Hop Classics, Sunday, June 19th, 2022, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., which also takes place in Roy Wilkins Park, Merritt Boulevard between 115th Avenue, 116th Avenue, and Baisley Boulevard. And of course, Dr. K's Motown Review, Motown, Baisley Palm Park, Friday, June 24th, 2022, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sutton Boulevard and Baisley Boulevard, South. For information on New York Music Month events can be found at NewYorkMusicMonth.nyc. To join the conversation, follow the hashtag NYMM2022 hashtag on social media. So there you go, right there. That's hashtag NY Music Month.nyc, and the hashtag is NYMM2022 on social media. So there you go, right there. All right. Okay. So now that I got that one out the way. Got that one out the way. Let's get into some funny desserts, man. I've been waiting for this shit. So I've been waiting for this shit. Hold on. Let's get to this, man. For real, for real. All right. So we have some crazy ass interesting desserts. Listen to this. This is according to spoonuniversity.com/lifestyle. 10 crazy desserts from around. This list. Well, I already taught the. Well, let me just go through this shit though. All right, so there's two types of dessert eaters. Either you stick with the classic chocolate chip cookies, or you dare to try the most unusual sugary creations. Of course, Nutella on tap. Anyone? It's easy and yummy to eat what you are familiar with, but you miss out on so many sweet adventures. So we rounded up the craziest desserts from around the world that you have to try. Number one, apple bottom. Oh man. You can get a balloon dessert made out of dehydrated dehydrated apple from the Ultra Lux restaurant Alenia in Chicago, Illinois. The balloon is filled with helium and you have to suck it all out before you eat it, which makes it which makes the experience even more fun. The balloon and string are both made out of apple and are completely edible. Check out this video that shows you how to eat it. Number two, matcha plant territarian. No, no, hold on a second, folks. Matcha plant terrarian. Here we go. Terrarian. Yo, what the hell, man? Um, at Oliver Mackey in London, you can get this matcha um tiramisu that looks like a plant terrarium. Plant terrarium. The dessert may look like a dome filled with a mini garden, but it's really filled with whipped coffee and matcha cream. Not sure if you like matcha. Check out all of its benefits. Number three, golden donuts. at the at the Manila Social Club in Brooklyn, New York, you can try this gluten donut. It's filled with purple yam juice. Purple yam mousse. Oh man. Crystal champagne jelly. And then dusted with 24K gold dust and gold leaf. But beware, if you want to try this intricate dessert, you better start setting aside some money now. It costs $100 for just one. Damn. $100 for this shit? That's fucking highway robbery right there, man. Like, really? $100 for a dessert? Come on. Okay, we got nitrogen ice cream. Nitrogen ice cream. What the hell, man? What? Okay, in case you probably don't know what nitrogen ice cream is, so this is basically at Lab Made in Hong Kong. You can get this ice cream made with liquid nitrogen. The ice cream comes in the super unique flavors like vanilla mango pudding and custard bun. Plus, the ice cream is always made to order, so you'll get the freshest experience. Of course, this photo is courtesy of Sammy Yavi on Instagram. Okay, number five, black tap milkshake. Oh wow, wow. All right, this is a courtesy of Black Tap NYC on Instagram. You've definitely seen or heard about these crazy milkshakes, right? Of course we have. Are you shitting me? They come from Black Tap Craft Burgers and Beer in New York City, and they basically contain several desserts in one colorful glass. For starters, the peppermint Oreo milkshake has peppermints, thin mints, Oreos, and ice cream. What more do you what more what more could you want? Find out where no, excuse me, find out why they are receiving so much praise. Oh man. So number six, Nutella filled cronut. Okay. This Australian dessert is a deadly combo in the best way possible. The cronut, which is the croissant and donut, is injected with loads of Nutella and then topped with even more chocolate. dare to try it at Speedo's Cafe in Sydney, Australia. Can't make it to Australia? Make your own Nutella-filled cinnamon sugar croissants. Wow. 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 Yo, I'm having too much fun laughing at these strange dessert names. But let's keep going, man. Number 7, soft soft serve on cotton candy. Okay, so this is courtesy of Ezra on Instagram. You heard right. At Room for Dessert in the Philippines, your soft nerve, excuse me, not nerve, your soft serve is served on top of a mound of cotton candy. If as if that wasn't enough, you can you can top your ice cream with even more sweets, from Kit Kats to chocolate chip cookies. You would definitely need to save some room for dessert to eat here. Check out Cotton High. Do the opposite and put cotton candy on top of the soft served. Oh man. Damn, they really put Kit Kats. Damn. Wow. Number 8, improvisation dessert. Okay, so this is a courtesy of a Tom Dessert Rant on Instagram. At the Atom Dessert Rant in Hong Kong, you can order a dessert that looks like a work of art. There's no recipe. Each time someone orders the dessert, the chef prepares a new and improvised whimsical dessert in front of you. The dessert includes ice cream, obviously, chocolate, candy, and more. And number nine, hold on. Number 9, the chocolate explosion. And this is a courtesy of um, the Duchess Amsterdam on Instagram. Come dine at the Duchess in Amsterdam to experience this unique dessert for chocolate lovers. The chocolate explosion. The chocolate explosion is a chocolate dome that's filled with mousse, macarons, fudge, and more chocolate. The dome is cracked right in front of you, which is super fun. And last but not least, number 10. Number 10. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Number 10, the jellyfish ice cream. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking gosh, man. The jellyfish ice cream. I can't help it, man, but this shit is so funny, man. Say what? Lick me. I'm delicious. An ice cream store in the UK makes this glow in the dark ice cream made out of jellyfish protein. That might be the coolest thing I've ever heard. But beware, a scoop of this jellyfish ice cream will cost you $200. That's right, $200 if you wanted to try this jellyfish ice cream. $200 for this shit? Like, you gotta be shitting me, man. check out these other crazy ice cream flavors. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was crazy right there, man. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's probably some more stuff on here too, man. Crazy's ice cream flavors invented. Well, yeah, and I can't believe. Wait, hold on a minute here. Well, I'll probably save these for another time. I don't even think these are not even funny, so I'm not even gonna. Well, I'll save this for another time. Anyway, man. So, all right. So, um, yeah, I'll save this shit for another time, folks. All right. Um, so I'm pretty sure you probably um I'm pretty sure you probably had a good time on this. So I think that's gonna do it for this episode 153. Um, hope you folks enjoyed this episode. You like what you heard in today's episode, please feel free to make a charitable donation to my Cashapp, which is $ G Money Stacks 555. That's $ capital G M lowercase MONEY capital S lowercase TACKZ 555. Once again, it's not about breaking the bank. It's all about doing the best you can on the amount of money you are willing to donate. Doesn't matter what it is, any amount will be appreciated. So there you go, right there. Um, and yeah. So as I actually close this right now, man, we're gonna get into our last subject of the night. Our last subject of the night consists of stream choices on the go right here. Make sure you follow the show on Facebook and Instagram, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast, alongside with my other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show, and of course, don't forget to follow my other show, which is Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, and of course the deal. You can follow me on the gram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York. So, of course, make sure you turn on your notifications so you can see me in action. If you have any comments, any questions or anything like that, you could jump in the DM. You could also comment in the Instagram live feed, of course, right there. So there you go, right there. Anyway, man. So you can also leave a message on anchor.fm, by the way. So if you have any questions, any comments, or whatever case scenario may be, you can also go to Anchor to leave a message on there. And the link in the bio where it says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 on there. So starting with Anchor, we are also on Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker, Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify. And also, you can listen to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast on Radio Public, and alongside with iHeartRadio, the #1 app for music, radio, and podcasts. You can also follow the other shows, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show, and alongside with Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast review show, also on iHeartRadio. So make sure you follow that. Make sure you subscribe to all the audio streaming platforms that I just mentioned. And lastly, but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button and tap that noni bell so you can be reminded when the show goes on the air via live stream. Also, for the record, you can also catch up on the episodes that's on the channel of G Money Stacks 555 on there. Make sure you basically leave a like and a comment along with the episodes. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. That's also on there as well. Make sure you catch up on all the episodes that's out right now so you don't miss a beat. All right. And you can also share the videos, share the episodes, share the videos. Also, be sure to download the episodes. Very important. Download these episodes. And of course, make sure you actually be sure to tell a friend to another friend. And of course, make sure you share the podcast along with your wives, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your friends, and many more to come. All right. So that's gonna do it for me. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening to episode 153. Your host with the most, rookie podcaster, Queens, New York. And I'll see y'all next time in the next episode. And remember, the grind does not stop. So, do something that makes you happy mentally, physically, and spiritually. All right. And also, don't let anybody stop you from doing your thing that makes you smile. Once again, it's not about pleasing people. It's about pleasing yourself. And that's a wrap right here, man. Peace and one love. I hope y'all have yourselves a good night, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace and one love. Good night, folks.